What is beautiful, everybody? Let's talk about words and nature, detoxing, heavy metals, maybe a little melanin, melatonin, a bunch of different ideas that people ask me questions, and I always try to condense it down into something that you can digest. I take in all of the information and then give you something that suits you. So a lot of this reality is constructed, obviously, on the language that we use, the words. And most people have a very poor understanding of what the words mean. So you're actually spell casting things that don't mean what you think it means. And it dives into the most essential understanding of words, such as substance, substance. So it's something that's underneath. So anything that people ingest is a substance. The substances, what's beneath you, has much to do with understanding. What could you possibly understand? Could you stand under something? You could stand under a tree, you could stand under the sun, but there's not much else you could understand. And in that is a stance and a standing of a substance. So what do you stand over? What do you overstand? And that overstanding of substances has to do with immediately understanding what's above you. And that's a sun and maybe a tree. And then there's the inorganic world that seems to like buildings, giant buildings, but those are constructs. But in the natural real world, the things that are your substance is basically the earth. So what grows out of the earth? The things that can heal you, the things that you need to detox with, the things that will remove heavy metals. We'll even get into a little bit of mycelium and mushrooms. And there's a great TED talk on how mushrooms will save the world, because what they do is they eat up oil, they eat up all of these substances that shouldn't be in the earth, on the earth, like oil spills. And so there we go, there's a substance cracking open a beverage. So the most basic thing we can understand about people are always like, I want to detox this, heavy metals, and what does that? What look around you. What do animals do? They eat clay. You can watch animals ingest their urine. You can watch animals pick up that have hands, or find dogs, and watch what these undomesticated animals will do. And it's eating substances of the earth. If a dog has digestive issues, it will start licking or eating grass. And you can watch other animals eat clay. So clays are a very healthy thing, not only on the skin to draw out substance, but inside of the body to draw things out. So clay is a great idea right there in the earth. It has, I don't want to get into all the science of it because it really doesn't matter. It just, does it work? That's the question. Does it work? So these, what is clay? Let's look at the color real quick. Let's look at what do we see in nature. There's two very obvious colors that you see everywhere. It's green and brown. And what is brown? Brown's and the darker, it's melanin. And we can even get into, I'm just going to divert here because I'm going to just plaster a bunch of ideas all over the place, and I'll dive into these further another time for you. But melanin is melatonin. So this is why when you go to bed, they say the sleeping substance is the melatonin. It's the word, it's bound in the word, melatonin, melanin. So the melanin that you get from the sun, the energy you get from the sun that darkens your skin, it's not a vitamin, it's a hormone. It's not called vitamin D. You can, and there's a fun game to play with what the D means is the sun coming over the horizon, etc., etc. But what it does in without using the books, without using the science, it's giving yourself a tan. It's giving your skin a browning. So when you look at the ground and the soil, you see brown and green. And you see the skin of a tree, it's brown. That's its melanin. So you look at these mushrooms, they're always brown. Often brown. And you find like the king of the mushrooms, the chaga mushroom, that's made of melanin. So when you ingest that mushroom, you're ingesting a substance that was sunshine that is now growing, and you're eating the melanin. You're eating the thing that you should be getting from the sun. So if you're in a climate that's cold and you're not able to really take your clothes off and get the sun ray on your skin and become solar charged and receive the melanin that way, you can take it through the mushroom. That's a secondary source. It's when we talk about protein, often I do at least, and protein is the protease, the original source of something, and that's the sun. But because people are trying to find substance, they're trying to find things outside of themselves that will deliver them the medicinal properties. They look out there and there it is, and they find the mushroom. And they're like, this will solve it. And in a lot of regions, that's a great idea. But if you're capable of collecting the sun is antiseptic. The sun is all things. It makes things grow. It heals things. If you had a wound and you put it in the sun, it would help heal it. So what the sun is growing, the sun is already inside of you. So the more sun you get in you, whether through the skin or sun gazing or collecting it through a tree or the earth, you see these colors, and they're symbolic, and they show you what they're doing. It's the browning of the tree and the brown of the soil is demonstrative of that. It's just that. What do you feel inside when you see that color? It's a certain. When you take your shoes off and put your feet on the ground, there's a feeling that you get of being on the earth, and it's a much different feeling than you get when you go to the supermarket. It's a much different feeling than you get when you see these bright colored products, and it's this overstimulation of all of the senses when you go into the mall, and there's a certain, it's this grounding effect. It pulls something to it. See what the earth does and what these colors do. Brown is a very, it pulls something to it. Obviously, it's on the ground. It's pulling the sun to it. And this goes back into the goddess and the god, as I was speaking about last time. And I know I'm kind of getting all over the place here, but it's just to drop a couple big identifiers so you can see the actuality of things and what nature provides without man's hands trying to scientifically fix or fix what's going on, and how to heal your life through science, and you can become immortal through science, and it's all out. It's all inside of you, but it's all outside of you, because what's outside of you is what's inside of you. So these things that we grasp for, we reach for out in the inorganic world to heal us. It's already taken care of if you put your feet on the ground. If you consume of the earth, like literally consume the earth. What do you see in the earth? Well, if you're toxic, what do you want? You want to get heavy metals out of you? Consume the things that pull down. So what is the lowest form? You're going to look at clay. You're going to look at potatoes. See, this is just a new way of thinking, so you can understand it, so you can identify for yourself what you need, what you require. Because I could sell you 1,000 products that would do something for you. And that's part of the journey when you find, finding these things out here that people have as little tokens, and as collecting things from nature for you. That's a great idea. But going out to nature yourself and looking inside of your mind and understanding just the fundamental way that nature works is, what's the lowest thing? Potatoes, what do? They clean the blood, and they pull things out of you. The starches and everything in potatoes, they're a blood cleanser. So that's underneath the ground. That's the roots. Look at the roots. And then as you get up and you get into the vegetables and the vegetation, which is the second level, because there's 3 levels. As I've explained before, it's not a triangle, it's up and down. It's what's beneath the ground, what's above the ground, and what's in the air. So when you get out of the earth, which would be the sucking, pulling essence of what the clay is, what the potatoes are, what the roots are, the root vegetables, then you step up to the leafy greens and the things that are just rising up above the ground. And everyone knows how healthy they are as fibrous substances to clean out your bowels. So that's literally in the second level of your system. So it's cleaning out what's inside of you. And then you look up a little farther, and what do you see? You see the fruits on the tree, and you have to reach up for them. And so when you reach up for these fruits in the tree, what do you think they're good for? They're good for your mind. They've grown up there. It's pulled all of the essence of the denser things of the earth and pulled it up into the fruit, which is magically hanging there. Poof, there it is. This wonderful looking lemon. It looks like the sun, and it actually has a lot of the same qualities as the sun. So when we start to look at these colors in nature that just crop up, you see all these fruit trees. They're identifying something inside of your body, and if it shines to you, it's probably telling you, eat me, and this is good for you. And it doesn't need a package. When you go into a grocery store, when you go somewhere that has a package, it's the package that is telling you, hey, buy me. I have everything you need here. Well, if you did, you wouldn't have to write it down. You wouldn't have to use any words. It would just be there. Just like a lemon, just like a lime, just like an orange. It already has its own package. It's already packaged. There it is. And it's telling you by its color how it identifies with you. So those are the three levels. What's beneath the ground to pull something out of you, such as heavy metals. So what would you do? You would look for the green things and the brown things. And this even gets into like spirulina and chlorella and people that, there's always these people out here that just regurgitate information. I mean, we all do it to a degree without any real understanding of what it means. Like, yeah, go take the spirulina, go take the chlorella, but why? And then you could start to look into, why would you take the kelp and the seaweed? Okay, they're green, but where do they grow and what's their purpose? Well, they're cleaning the water, right? They're cleaning the water in the ocean. So if they're doing that there, would it do it in your body? It would do the same thing. It would cleanse your body of the same thing that it's cleansing the oceans of. So when you start to reframe the way that your mind perceives things and you start to look at things a little different and you start to understand what the words are saying, you can figure it out for yourself. Melanin and melatonin. So I'll go a little farther in here. So the melanin is blackness. It's the black sun. It's the black earth. It's the black Mother Earth. It's what the sun provides because it's giving you what's on the other side of the sun. As I've pointed out before, isn't it interesting that this thing that is clear light that's shining out this brightness is actually making you dark? Because you're collecting what's on the other side of it. So there's this interesting thing of, even in that, you're finding out what the dream world is. By collecting the sun, you actually bring sunlight into you, so that way when you dream, and there's your connection between melanin and melatonin, because when you want to go to sleep, they say it's a sleep drug, melatonin. So you take that melanin from the sun, and you put it into you, and then your dreams become brighter, because now you have sunlight inside of you. So these basic things, as you're just walking around, that you can observe in the colors of nature and the again, it's not white light. People play this black and white game. It's clear light and an emptiness of light. That's the difference. It's hard to explain to someone what clarity is and what seeing. They want to use the terms white and black, and that's just to give you an idea. But people get stuck in the black and white chessboard game and the black and the white. But if light was white, you wouldn't be able to see anything. And if darkness was actually black, you wouldn't see anything. But it's not. It's just light and the absence of it. And the only reason you can see at night is because you actually have light inside of you that you're beaming off of you, and everything else that may be sleeping. The trees that are sitting there covered in their melatonin, or excuse me, they're the melanin. and I would guess melatonin as well. They're actually spitting off light, and if you've collected enough sunlight, you can vibrate on that frequency. We're gonna go a little too far with this right now, so I'll save that for another time. But let's just remember that the sun is giving you melanin, and this is like the other day. Let me give this example again of melanin and cleanliness and fasting. So because I've fasted and cleansed my body enough, as anybody knows, fasting becomes a different thing. It not consuming food becomes a delight sometimes. And when you're clean and you don't have any dense material in you, and you're not putting all of these icky, oily substances on your skin that are made from petroleum, you can stand in the sun and you won't get burnt. And you can look into the sun. Like, I don't sun gaze that often. I tell people that because when I do, it becomes very intense. But the last couple days, I'll just sit out here and stare at the sun for 15 or 20 minutes. And most people would say, no, you have to do it in 10-second increments. And for most people, that would be the way to go, because their body isn't healthy enough to ingest that kind of light, just like your body wouldn't be healthy enough to ingest, like to get the information from an aroma, or to get the information from certain herbal remedies. People always want to get healthy and they take these herbal remedies, but it does nothing for them because their body is too toxic. So once your body is clean, like, I can stare into the sun for 15 minutes. It doesn't bother me. It didn't take me 2 months of 10 seconds a day. I just was like, oh, I'll just stare at the sun. So when your body gets clean, see, there's a very close connection. And in fact, it's the only thing. If your body is cleansed on the inside and your blood is clean and your organs are clean, looking into the sun isn't a problem, nor is standing in the sun. And you just collect the information and the melanin, you'll be able to light up your dream world and light everything else up too. So yeah, guys, cleanse yourself, get some light inside of you, and we'll chat soon.